If you are in Gig Harbor or the area and you have been searching for a hormone specialist for menopause, I want you to stay with me for the next few minutes because this video is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of frustrating appointments. You are exhausted in a way that sleep does not fix. You're anxious and you cannot tell why. You used to feel sharp and motivated, and now you are white knuckling your way through the day. You've probably already been to your regular doctor. They ran some labs, told you everything looked normal, maybe suggested antidepressants, and then sent you home. And you left knowing something was still wrong. Here's what is actually happening. Menopause is not a single event. It is a years-long shift in your hormone levels that starts in your late 30s or early 40s, long before most women expect it. This phase is called perimenopause, and it can last anywhere from 4 to 12 years before your last menstrual cycle. During that time, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone are all declining, and not steadily, erratically. These spike and drop in ways that affect your brain, your sleep, your metabolism, your mood, your joints, and your libido. Every single one of those things is connected to hormones. So when you feel like your brain stopped working, that is not a mental health problem. When you cannot lose weight no matter what you eat, that is not a willpower problem. When you have zero interest in sex and you feel guilty about it, that is not a relationship problem. These are hormone problems and they have solutions. The reason most women go undiagnosed or undertreated for years is simple. The standard lab ranges that most doctors are built to detect disease, not to optimize health. A woman can be nowhere near her optimal hormone levels and still fall inside the so-called normal range. Her doctor looks at the number, sees it is not flagged, and tells her she is fine. She is not fine. She is just not sick enough to the standard test to catch it. Here is what a thorough hormone workup actually involves. The first thing is a full panel of labs that goes beyond what most standard appointments order. That means estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, cortisol, thyroid function, fasting insulin, and a full metabolic panel. Every single one of those numbers tells you something. Together, they tell you the whole story. The second thing is a body composition assessment, not just your weight, your actual muscle mass, your body fat percentage, and your visceral fat. Visceral fat is the fat that wraps around your organs and midsection and drives inflammation, insulin resistance, and a long list of symptoms that look exactly like hormone decline. You cannot treat what you have not measured. The third thing is a conversation that actually takes time. I spend a full appointment just listening before I suggest anything. When did your symptoms start? How is your sleep? Your energy across the day, your stress load, your gut, your history. Hormone optimization is not a one-size protocol. The right approach for you depends on your full picture, not just 2 or 3 simple labs. Then we talk about treatment options: bioidentical hormone therapy, pellet therapy, lifestyle changes, targeted supplementation. The right combination depends on where your levels are and what your history looks like and what your goals are. And then we monitor closely. Labs every few months, dose adjustments when needed, direct access to me or other providers when something shifts. Because getting the starting dose right is step one. Managing it over time is the actual work. So recently I had a 45 female patient come in, works full time, teenagers at home, and married for quite some time, and really had no major stress triggers in her life. But she came in with this anxiety. She really didn't know where it was coming from, and frustration for many reasons, mainly she couldn't lose that extra 15 pounds that she had put on over the last 10 years. She loved her husband very much, but felt like their sexual life had really taken a toll because of her low libido, and really just was feeling like it was hard to get out of bed in the morning. We did some basic labs on her. She was insulin resistant with an insulin level of 20. She had cholesterol at 225, and her basic metabolic panel looked fine. Her estradiol levels and her FSH fluctuated because she was still having menstrual cycles, but but they were irregular. Her testosterone level was in the toilet. So we sat down and we talked about some conservative approaches and started her on some vitamin D supplementation, as well as a small little sprinkle of testosterone. We watched her levels carefully, and she came back in 6 months and said, I finally feel like myself again. My relationship with my husband is thriving. I look forward to getting up and actually I feel a little more motivated to go work out. And her weight has slowly come down. Her energy levels have improved. Her sleep has improved, and she really feels like she's thriving in life overall. And to us, that is a huge reward. If you're in Gig Harbor and what I just described sounds like your life, come in and let's talk. The first step is a consultation where we go through your full history and your labs together. The link is below. You have been a patient long enough. Let's find out what is actually going on.